Hi everybody. Today is July 1st, 2019. We are in a Amansya Tithi. This Tithi is ruled by the Pitrus and Rahu energy. So today I wanted to talk about Magha's Nakshatra, which is also ruled by the Pitrus. And it is ruled by the Rashi Leo or Simha. So today I want to cover the Simha lagnas, and as you know, it's going to cover every pada of Magha. It's going to cover all the pads of Purva Falguni, and it will cover one pad of Uttar Falguni. So I am going to be using Sage Parashara's teachings, and then I'm going to go through each and every bhava effect for a Simha Ascendant. So for my fellow Leo Ascendants, I do want to say that your first house will have the number 5 in it. And so then that will also be an indicator to know that you are born with the Rashi of a Leo. So here are the effects according to Sage Parashara. So the effects of the 5th Lord in your first bhava. The native will be scholarly, be endowed with progenic happiness, be a miser, be crooked, and will steal others' wealth. So, hearing that, you might feel discouraged. It does have two contradicting factors within there. But I wanted to mention that everybody is born with a disposition. So when you're a baby, when you come into this earth at that moment, you're not in control of what you're going to be like or anything. You're here. So you've been given a disposition. So your chart is going to have a huge major influence on what is going to happen. So all these things like astrological factors have to be taken into consideration. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. So all of these energies need to be taken into consideration. And we can't get boggled down with our disposition. So I did want to mention that just in case I have some newcomers here who are new to learning about their life. So I didn't want you to feel discouraged with that. It's just, when it comes to Vedic astrology, it is very precise. And even though a majority of our life is controlled by what we do, there is a majority of it that it is elemental, and it has to be very closely analyzed to figure out what to do and to figure out where our strengths and weaknesses are. So what I'm going to do is give a blueprint to how you can analyze your life through your birth chart, and more specifically the bhava effects for you if you are a Leo or Simha ascendant. So again, this is going to come from Sage Parashara's teachings. So we will just continue on and have this as a reference. So for my Leo ascendants, if your 6th Lord is in your 2nd bhava, which it will be, the native will be adventurous, famous among his people, will live in alien countries, be happy, be a skillful speaker, and be always interested in his own work. And moving along, the 7th Lord will be in your 3rd bhava. The native will face a loss of children, and sometimes with great difficulty, there will exist a living son. There is also the possibility of birth of a daughter. If the 8th Lord is in the 4th bhava, the child will be deprived of its mother. He will be devoid of a house, lands, and happiness, and will doubtlessly betray his friends. Okay? The 9th Lord is in the 5th bhava for Simha lagna. The native will be endowed with sons and prosperity, devoted to elders, bold, charitable, and learned. All right. And the 10th Lord will be coming in your 6th bhava. The native will be bereft of paternal bliss. Although he may be skillful, he will be bereft of wealth and be troubled by enemies. And moving along, the 11th Lord will be sitting in your 7th bhava. This native will always gain through his wife's relatives. Be liberal, virtuous, sensuous, and will remain at the command of his spouse. And moving for your 12th Lord in the 8th bhava, or 8th house, the native will always gain, will speak affably, will enjoy a medium span of life, and be endowed with all good qualities. And for Leo ascendants, your 1st Lord is going to be coming in your 9th bhava. The native will be fortunate, dear to people, be a devotee of Sri Vishnu, be skillful, eloquent in speech, and be endowed with wife, sons, and wealth. And if the 2nd Lord is in the 10th bhava, and it will be for my fellow Leo ascendants, the native will be libidinous, honorable, and learned. He will have many wives and much wealth, but he will be bereft of filial happiness. Filial means like what a person is supposed to do. Like when you're with your mother, you know that that's your mother, and you know not to step into your mother's position. Just likewise, if you have a child, perhaps the child does that, or perhaps the adult is doing that. Perhaps the parent is behaving as the child. So moving on to the 3rd Lord in the 11th house, the native will always gain in trading, be intelligent, although not literate, be adventurous, and will serve others. I'm going to read that one again. If the 3rd Lord is in the 11th bhava for Leo ascendant, the native will always gain in trading, be intelligent, although not literate, be adventurous, and will serve others. And finally, your fourth lord will be in your 12th bhava for the Leo ascendants. The native will be devoid of domestic and other comforts, will have vices and be foolish and indolent. So folks, that was according to Sage Parashara. And although there were a lot of good qualities for the fellow Leo ascendants, some of those things were probably difficult. So, you know, that's why I'm making these videos, so that we can see and we can analyze. So hopefully this video, I do want to mention that, it's not only just this blueprint. Everything has to be taken into consideration. So I hope this video helped you, and I will be back, God willing, with another video, so we can move along in our journey through learning about the bhava effects for each and every ascendant. Thank you so much. Have a good night.